Morning, sir. This is my final exams in aquaculture. Number 1. Factors to consider in selecting species with aquaculture potentials. The selection of the aquaculture system or not approach to adopt in a particular development is determined by several factors include the following development goals, objectives, and target beneficiaries. Acceptability, marketability of culture species, availability and level of technology, availability of product, productions, input and support facilities and services, investment requirements, and environmental considerations. Number 2 questions. Why would a procedure producer consider raising tilapia in a male monosex cultures? Monosex productions, all tilapia exhibits early sexual maturity that leads to uncontrolled reproductions and large numbers of standard and often unmarkable progeny. Single sex could eliminates these problems and male are obvious choice as they exhibit considerable faster growth and achieve larger size than females. Number 3 questions. Describe the 3 methods of fertilizing a tilapia pond for increased productions. Fertilizers are natural or synthetic substances that are used ponds to increase the productions of the natural food organism to be eaten by the fish. These organisms include phytoplankton, zooplankton, and insect. They are all parts of the complex food web converging toward fish productions. By increasing the ability of major nutrients, fertilizers promote the development of planktonic algae which provide food for many fish. Fertilization also lead the development of animals which feed on algae including some fish such as the Chinese silver carp and the Nile tilapia. Number 4 question. Describe why an understanding of sex determination is important. Sex determinations refers to the developmental process by which the sex of an individual is determined. This is one of the most fundamental process in biology as sex critical to the survival and evolutions of sexually productions organisms. Controlling the sex ratio is an important and essential aspect of fish aquaculture. A balanced sex ratio is useful for broodstock management and enables the development to approach breeding schemes. Number 5 questions. Give three reasons why culturing fish increase a concerned disease. These events can occur in a fish farms because fish are reared and higher density than nature, increasing contact between fish. Number 2, infected fish are not removed as properly done from the farm as they would be by natural predators. 3, farm fish are most closely and easily observed than wild fish. Number 3 question. Why antioxidants used in fish diets? Antioxidants prevent oxidative losses of vitamins A and E and pigmenters, oxygens, and carotenoids. It is stored mixed feeds. Antioxidants stabilize critical oxidations susceptible nutrients that are naturally present in a fish feed composed of several feedstuffs so that losses are minimal from mixing and storing. Number 7 question. Describe why pigments are important in fish diets. A pigment are colored materials that are completely or nearly insoluble in water. In contrast, dyes are typically soluble at least at some stage is used there. Generally, dyes are often organic compounds whereas pigments are often inorganic compounds. Adding pigments substances, especially astaxanthin, to the feeds minimize color losing during the process and provides color stability for 6 months. Number 8 questions. Explain the spawning and grow out of prawns. The spawning prawns, wild males produce spermatozoa from around 35 grams body weight and females becomes gravid from 70 grams. Mating occurs at night shortly after molting while The cuticule is still short, and the sperm are subsequently kept in a spermatophore inserted inside the closed the tylecum of the females of monodon are highly fecund with gravid individuals producing as many to 5,000 to 750,000 eggs. Spawning occur at night and the fertilization is external with female releasing sperm from the telecum as eggs are released in offshore water. Now pili hatch 12 to 15 hours after fertilization. Shrimp eggs has within 15 hours temperatures depend as a non-feeding Nautilus stage undergoes 6 months over 50 hours. While the growth of between harvests, the pond bottom are dried and waste sediments from the previous crops are removed from the center of the ponds. The sand bottom is renovated and dried, and some extra sands by added prior to filling. The ponds are limed. The pond are filled through skinned inlets and left for 7 to 10 days before stocking. Organic fertilizer are used to maintain healthy algal blooms. These blooms are essential to achieving good survival and fast growth rates. Number 9 questions. The effects of vitamin C deficiency. Vitamin C deficiency manifests symptomatically after 8 to 12 weeks of inadequate intakes and present as irritability and anorexia. After these essential symptoms, dermatologic findings include poor wound healing, gingival swelling with loss of teeth, mucocutaneous petechiae, ecchymosis, and hyperkeratosis. Because of the disruptions of disfold band formations, both corkscrew and swan neck hairs occurs are often localized to the lower extremities as capillarity fragility cannot withstand the gravity-dependent hydrostatic pressures. Vitamin C is deficient also as a scurvy is a disease primarily associated with socioeconomic status and access to food. Signs, the symptoms of often readily visible in individuals who develop this disease. The classic constellations of corkscrew, perifollicular hemorrhage, and gingival bleeding is highly suggested of vitamin C deficiency. This activity reviews the history, clinical manifestation, and diagnosis and treatment of vitamin C deficiency. This activity highlights the role of the interprofessional teams in caring for affected patients and promoting awareness regarding nutritional deficiencies. Number 10 questions. Define nutrition. Nutrition is the study how food and drinks affects our body with special regard to the essential nutrients necessary to support human health. It looks the psychological and biochemical process involved in nourishment and how substances in the food provide energy or are converted into the body tissues. These nutrients, which are the source of energy for the bodies, were classed carbohydrates, fats, fiber, minerals, proteins, vitamins, and water. Good nutrition means obtaining the right amounts of nutrients from healthy foods in the right combinations. An important part of the study nutrition is looking at disease that can result from malnutrition and the role food plays in the development of chronic disease. Yun lang po. Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas.